Today on Reno Review, we're going to go through 3 renovations and 1 at the end that went bad. So let's get into it. All right, so here's our first renovation. It's a full kitchen remodel, and let's take a look at what we're working with. So as you can see here, we've got gray cabinets and black countertops with matching black flooring. Very standard for upgrades and, stuff back in like 2019. 2020-ish, probably was done at that point, considering the modernness of those colors. All right, so let's take a look at what else they got. All right, here's another view. As you can see, they've got upgraded appliances, so they won't have to worry about that. The hood's good. Yeah, that's newer, no problem. That door is kind of interesting. You can kind of see some dirt right there. Shame on you. Okay, so you've got kind of a good look. You got places for dishes, and then you've got, a place to put all your appliances that you plug in, your coffee machine, maybe microwave, got area for it. Cool. It's well done overall. I mean, it's not that old. It's still modern. It still looks good. So let's see what they did. Okay, see. This is the color difference between back then and today. Today, you really want these colors that pop and kind of almost like Crayola-like, You've got a hint of pink here. You've got green, great contrast with white countertops. Everything's very bright and airy. And in this picture, they got a bit of a plant in there too. So very nice accenting and look on the cabinets themselves. Very interesting choice down here. I don't know what that is. That looks like the bottom of the cabinets, but interesting. We'll see if they carry that theme anywhere else. That might just be like something they use to cover the bottom of the cabinet so you can't see what's behind there. As you can see, they kept the hood. They kept the countertops here. Very interesting. So they got the back ones done, and then they kept these ones black. I'm assuming this is going to be done at a later point because it require, a new stove. If you're going to do it, you might as well do a new stove, in my opinion. So they're probably waiting on all of that before they do that. So cool. As you can see, I do believe these are new cabinets in there. Nope. They just went ahead and painted them. So as you can see here in this picture, these cabinets were very shiny. You can see it from there. So they probably had to sand it down and then get them painted. And if you're going to paint something like this, you're going to definitely use a spray gun. It's much better coverage. It looks a lot more uniform, so that's probably what they got done. Very cost-effective way of upgrading your cabinets. So, yeah, it looks great, We're back to that picture that we left off at. Now, let's see. Okay, so it's a carried theme. That's kind of their accent. I guess it works to tie in the countertop. I wouldn't have gone with it. I really like the pink, in my opinion. So that's what I would have done. But they kind of kept everything as is and got the cabinet spray painted. This is a very cost-effective way of doing it. I mean, if you're doing it, the machine's going to run you like $500 and the paint's going to run you like $200-300. And you can kind of do this yourself. The tiles themselves are maybe $300-400. So under $1,000, you could upgrade your kitchen cabinets. As you can see, they did paint the walls here as well. And now that I'm noticing it, these, again, paint, it's not that expensive. So, you can get a 5-gallon bucket for like $170. It's This renovation, he probably knocked it out under $1,000 if he did it himself. Now, that doesn't include the countertop that they did upgrade. So, kind of something to keep in mind. Good job overall, If I was to change anything, I would kind of go ahead and carry that white, countertop onto the newer, longer area. And then I would have carried that pink underneath the cabinets where people sit and whatnot. So that's what I would have done. differently, and yeah, it looks good overall. Like, I think it's a work in progress though. Like, you can see over here, they still have to work on the flooring and everything. So I'm thinking it's a work in progress. I get it. Cool. Good job. So the next one's going to be a bathroom renovation, and this one's kind of funny, and I'll show you why. So here you have the before. Standard 90s bathroom. This is classic, the beige, the tile. We grew up on this. I grew up on this, so I remember this very vividly. Just how bathrooms were done back in the day. Cool. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, as you can see, they tore this down where they had the tile. That's not in fashion anymore. Houses back in the day had it. Very cool. As you can see, this had jets on it, so it was fancier, which is nice. Some people like it. I don't really take a bath, so I just like my showers and move on. So yeah, cool. They tore it down. Then, okay, cleaned it up. Cool. As you can see, this wood is a little bit darker. Water's been getting in there a little. So you can't stop it. It's tile. The grout's going to fail eventually, and you're going to get some water in there. That's, with age and whatnot, you got to kind of account for that. You can always maintain it, but maintenance will make it last longer. It's not a forever item. So, all right, so this is the funny part. As you can see, they left a bottle of juice, concentrated juice, Orchard Gold, inside that area. And it expired January 10th, 2004. So I'm expecting this bathroom to have been done around 2003. So they got a couple years out of it, which, I thought it was from the 90s, but very early 2000s, probably the person that was doing it was still stuck in the 90s. Who knows? So cool. Little tidbit there. Now, okay, as you can see, they completely gutted it to the studs. And when you're doing these types of renovations, you might as well take them to the studs, because it's one of those things that the fiberglass tubs and whatnot, with age, they crack. And you don't want to be putting lipstick on a pig, because you'll do the whole backsplash, but as soon as you have a cracked tub, all that water's just dripping right down. And this looks like it's on the second floor. As you can see here, this is plywood. Now, this looks like it's on the second floor or it's on the first floor and there's a basement below it. Either way, once you get a leak, all of a sudden things start getting wet below it. So like, you might have puddles of water when that fails and whatnot. You just don't want that. It's an extra added cost of maybe $300-400 to get a new tub. Go ahead and do it. It's 100% worth it. And yeah, as you can see here, we've got jets, the pump for the jets here, which is cool. And yeah, I would assume they're not going to do a jetted tub, but let's see what they do. Okay, very modern look. As you can see, everything's squared off. Everything's, very modern. All right, they added new valves. As you can see, we'll go back over here. You can see that they got new valves in. Okay, they're gonna be doing tile on the back, because as you can see here, they put some concrete board up, and you're gonna put tile on that. That's just how it goes. Right, on to the next. So I'm not sure what this is. I'm assuming it's some sort of adhesive. Adhesives usually are colored. I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, they did tape it off when they rolled it, because they did roll that. So cool. Okay, so what they went with, rather than doing tile can be expensive. So people do, when you're looking at the labor and then you're looking at the material cost and then adding it all together, tile gets very expensive. And this is a great alternative to tile. Now, it won't ever leak between the seams, that tile would normally have. And, it's got the look. It's not my thing, but it's got a decent look. And if you're upgrading, like, say, a basement bathroom, that's where I would do it personally. I think, your main bathrooms and your, stuff your guests see need to be a level above, but this might be a secondary bathroom for them. We don't know, and they should get this looked at. I mean, they're getting all this done. That's a little dark spot. There might be a leak here, or that could just be mold from shower usage over the years, Very interesting. But yeah, go ahead. They just put, vinyl sheet up, and yeah, it's cost effective. Okay, now they're going onto the floor. As you can see, they tore it all up. All that old beige tile came right up, and they got it to just the subfloor. As you can see, here's the old cement board that they ripped up. And you can see they're using a tool over here to do that. So kind of cool. You've still got stuff underneath the vanity and whatnot. So they're working on it. Cool. All right, it's all up. And here's the new cement board. Perfect. On to the next. Some more cement boards down. We got it seamed. Cool. Drain lines cut out. Perfect. Over here, over here. All right. They put the tile down. As you can see, they went with a darker tile. It works. It'll help the shower pop because it's a lighter color. Yeah, cool. I love how they painted all this, and they couldn't get behind the toilet. That happens more often than you think. So I'm sure they're going to correct that now that they have the toilet off, but it's funny to see. It's like, you tried. You did everything, but couldn't get behind that toilet. And you could see there was wallpaper there. All right, they went ahead and grouted it white to match the tub, which works, Had it down, grouted it white. Boom, And that's the finished product. All right, so let's talk about what I think they spent on this. Now, I would assume this is probably like materials cost $3,000 to $4,000. Just, new toilet. I'm assuming a new toilet. If you're doing all this work, just put in a new toilet. It's not worth doing all this again. Just have everything's brand new and you're good. So I'm assuming, that vinyl backsplash behind the shower, new tub, new plumbing for the new valves. You've got a brand new vanity. You've got new flooring. It adds up. And I mean, they're not completely done. As you can see right around here, there's still some painting and edging left to do, but I mean, it's good. Like, it is a full reno, so it will cost you more. So, all right, on to the next. So this time we've got a full apartment reno. Now, as you can see on the screen, we've got a kitchen. Now, this thing is old, let me tell you. As you can see here, there is still steam heat going through the building. I mean, they've upgraded everything else. As you can see, this is a very new stove. It's very fancy, very flat top, but then you've got the steam heat. So it's merger of millennia, I guess, All right. You can tell this place didn't have proper electric done back in the day, because if you take a look here, there's a line that they ran afterwards. So yeah, it's just funny, the little things you notice where it's that wasn't ran through the wall, they just ran it on top because of the age of the building. So all right, cool old picture. They've got VCT flooring, very resistant, won't go nowhere. Perfect. Okay, that's quite the change. I love open glass cabinets. Only downside is you gotta be very clean. Like you gotta, everything that goes in there probably won't be used. It's really nice. It's really fancy. I like it. Perfect. They upgraded that light that we were talking about. You know, they got a 3-way, you know, light going so that you can light up multiple areas of the building or that area. As you can see, I think they added a hood. There's no hood here. That might be a hood, but it looks more like a cabinet. I don't know. When you get into older stuff, things are different. So they added a hood. Nice white backsplash. You know, the classic blue, white, and gold. And they upgraded the stove. You know, perfect. That's black. Cool. So this is the first area. All right, you've got the steam heat, and then I'm assuming this is the living area. So, you know, we moved from the kitchen into the living area. Okay, so they took down the wall and went ahead and made a kitchen living room combo. Very open concept, awesome. If you're renting a place, don't do this. They covered up the steam heat. Very common. I would do that. That's the best way to kind of make the best of a bad situation. You know, you don't want that big radiator sitting there and then you're like, what am I going to do with this? You know, this is the best way of handling it. So now, as you can see, you can still see a little bit of the line right there where the wall used to be. But they did a good job, you know. Yeah. That's the entryway for this apartment. Very interesting texture that they have going on these walls. I'm assuming this unit was vacant for a very long time. I'm assuming that wasn't intentional. So that happens whenever something's vacant. Paint tends to peel, crumble. It's a whole thing. Okay, see? Open concept. You've got your entryway, and then you've got a computer. It's a small apartment. I mean, they made the best of it, but it is a small apartment. Cool. I mean, it looks great from what it used to be. You're kind of working with this to this. Just the awe factor of entering it's great. Like, you know, that's what you're looking for whenever you're doing a renovation is you have guests come over and they're like, wow, this is a really nice place. As soon as they turn the corner after seeing your computer. All right, so there you go. Boom. Super nice. Perfect. Upgraded the light in the living room. That's awesome. Okay, now we're into the bedroom. So now I'm thinking this is intentional. I don't know. Very odd look. So they've got closets here, and it looks like it's like a heating and cooling intake. So up there. So very interesting. I always hate when you have a couple cabinets or closets and then you have a dead space, because like that dead space never looks right. You can put anything there and it just looks out of place. I always prefer it when people just go full wall, you know, cover the whole wall, give me a place to put my things so that they're not seen. You know, if it was me, I kid you not, I'd get like my old clothes would be sitting in a basket over there and it'd look terrible. So let's get on to the next. Okay, they had the same idea. You know, go full wall, don't even use it. It's a mess in that corner. Boom, done. Perfect. And this is very, you know, very simple but clean, you know. Perfect. And that's the last one for this one. So this one will be a lot more expensive. There's a lot more hurdles. I mean, you're definitely in an apartment building. There's definitely, you know, you removed a wall. There's a lot of legwork that goes into that. And like, depending on the city, costs could vary, you know, like you're moving electric, you're moving heating, cooling, like there, depending on what's there, you could be moving, you know, drain piping. There's a lot that goes into moving a wall. So I'm not going to get into how much this cost because I don't know where it is, but yeah, it was expensive, I'm sure, you know. So on to the next. Now this is the one that went bad. This is the renovation that went bad. Now let's take a look at what happened, and I'll tell you, it looks good, but you can see the cracks. You'll know what I mean. All right, so here you go. As you can see, we've got tile everywhere. It looks nice. They've got like an ingress, area for like all your shampoos and soaps and whatnot. Perfect cubbies. You've got enough of them. It's nice. You've got glass doors. Cool. So what went wrong? Oh, so you see it here. It's got cracks. Now, I'm wondering if this is, this type of crack happens when your backer board is flexing. So I'm wondering, did they not put enough wood back there? What's going on? Something's moving to cause this to crack. And I mean, it's okay. So this tells me exactly what I need to know. Now, as you can see, there is a gap here, and this gap, all it does, anytime you install a tub, there's a lip to it. So what that lip does is essentially, if you get water back there, you're gonna drain it back, like no problem. It's gonna kind of drain back into the tub. It's like a secondary measure of preventing water from getting behind your shower and staying there, because once it stays there, it's a whole mess. Like your wood's gonna warp, causing the cracking. It's gonna expand, contract, and it's just gonna be a mess. And it's also gonna lose its structural integrity. So it's gonna be a lot more looser, a lot more flexible. It's no good. You don't want that in a shower. So this could have been easily avoided. That's the worst part of this. This is easily fixed. So as you can see, the gaps are huge. Man. You can kind of see, I mean, this happens. You're never going to be 100%. Whenever you cut tile, you're never going to be 100%. But, I mean, you go from a big gap to no gap, and yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so he's bringing out the humidity measurement tool. So let me tell you guys what we could do to fix this. This is an easily fixable problem. Now, all you need to do is silicone around the shower base there, where the tub and the backsplash meet. Go ahead and just, where the tile and the tub meet, if, I call it backsplash because we do, kitchen backsplashes and we do showers, we do them all. So where the tile and the tub meet, you need to silicone it. And that goes for anything. You could be working in a kitchen, you could be working in a bathroom. You always want to silicone it. And for this reason, once it gets back there, it's just destroying all the wood back there. And it's going to be hard to salvage. I mean, sometimes if this has been going on for years, like 2 years, it's kind of trashed. That wood's not going to be in good shape. And it's showing it. It's cracking. It's showing cracks. There's gaps. I mean, this is a poor job. Like, it looks good on first look, but the contractor should have known better. Because if it was a homeowner that did this, I would like to believe that they would have been looking up a video and somebody would have told them, hey, you gotta silicone it. So as you can see, he's doing humidity measurements, and he's got 18% humidity back there. That's not good. The meter's on red. You never want red, And that also, with that much humidity, there might be mold growing back there because that water could be sitting for days. That's what I mean. It's a complete mess. You might have to just gut the whole shower. This is how black mold happens. So just keep that in mind. Then you've got 15.6 just next to it. But it's telltale, right? Like, so humidity's higher where there's a crack, and then humidity's slightly lower off that crack. Unfortunate. The contractor should have known better. He knew better. So as you can see, 16.2, right where there's no silicone, where there should be silicone, Yeah, and that's the mess. Sometimes, you know, you get contractors that might rush the job. They might forget about it. It might just be completely unintentional, but it's very important to be in the know for this reason. As you can see, they might be redoing their whole shower. And that, I mean, it probably falls on the contractor if, you know, they have a very good contract with them. But yeah, unfortunate. Somebody's redoing that shower, and I'm hoping to God there's no black mold back there. And I'm hoping this is new. You know, if as long as it's like only a couple months old, you should be fine. This is going on for years, you've got a problem. All right, guys. So if you guys have done any renovations, shoot them my way. I'd love to see what you guys have done. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.